Top 8 most harmful foods people keep eating. We all are guilty of skipping our diet plans and diving deep into the world of fast and highly processed foods. And we're not blaming you. It's difficult to overcome the cravings for a cheeseburger, deep fried chicken, French fries, a chocolate-filled donut, caramel pastries, and good old breakfast bacon. However, with the increase in the occurrence of chronic diseases worldwide, many health professionals as well as health enthusiasts have been strongly advocating against this growing trend of consuming fast food, and rightly so. So, you might have heard about getting rid of some foods, such as sweet donuts and fries, and you might even demonstrate strong willpower and avoid these food items. But the problem is that all of us are very busy with our lives, and we barely have time to pay attention to what we eat and drink, and many troubling foods hide in plain sight. So that's why we've made a list of 8 such harmful foods that people tend to eat a lot. We're hoping that when we explain exactly how dangerous these foods can be for your health, you're going to try harder to stop consuming them. So, let's get into it. Number 8. Juices. We all like a delicious glass of orange juice in the morning with our breakfast, and juice seems better than consuming a lot of caffeine. This can be verified by the fact that since 2019, the sale of juices has been steadily increasing in the United States. On the surface, it might seem like a good idea that people prefer juices instead of coffee or alcohol, but these processed fruit juices aren't as healthy as you believe. Many juice manufacturing companies get rid of the skin of these fruits that contain important nutrients and add tons of sugar and artificial sweeteners to enhance the flavor of the juice, which spikes our sugar levels. There has been news supported by consumer research that claims that out of 45 juices sold across the US, around half of them had an increased quantity of heavy metals in them. Heavy metals can cause problems for the brain, lungs, blood, and many other organs. If this doesn't sound bad enough, maybe you'd like to know that a study linked the consumption of sugary drinks, including juices, to an increased risk of cancer. Number 7. Nutmeg. Nutmeg is a seed of the plant called Myristica fragrans and is used extensively to make spice. If you like warm drinks during the winter season, you might have tried eggnog. Did you know nutmeg is used in preparing eggnog? Not only that, but it is also used in making baked goods. Now, something that is so commonly used might not seem dangerous, but did you know that nutmeg can actually be dangerous for your central nervous system? Many studies have discussed the need for nutmeg's effect on the medial geniculate body, or MGB, which is an important information relay center that is part of the nervous system. This is because nutmeg contains a dangerous neurotoxin called myristicine, which is a naturally occurring insecticide with possible neurotoxin effects on nerve cells and also has hallucinogenic properties. There have been many reports claiming that toxic levels of myristicine have occasionally resulted in organ failure. And that's not all, because when it is combined with other medications, nutmeg overdoses have been connected to fatal cases in many instances. Number 6. Fast food. Maybe this one isn't as surprising as nutmeg, but if we shared the amount of fast food consumed by people, you are definitely going to be shocked. In 2018, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC, conducted a survey which showed that 1 in 3 US adults consumed fast food on any given day, and this consumption keeps increasing with time. This is alarming because this poor quality, high-calorie diet is contributing to a shorter lifespan and is responsible for causing many health conditions such as heart problems, diabetes, and even cancer. You should remember that fast food doesn't just mean the food we eat at fast food restaurants like burgers and fries, but it also includes chips, biscuits, cereals, and candy. So it's easy to not walk into your favorite burger place, but it's difficult to stop yourself from adding chips to your shopping cart. But you have to give it a try. Number 5. Raw cashews. Many people enjoy eating different kinds of dried fruits, especially during the winter season. An example is cashews. Cashews are full of fiber and contain many important minerals and vitamins that are great for your health. However, they might not be safe to eat for everyone. And no, we don't only mean a nut allergy here. Raw cashews contain a substance known as urushiol, which is a toxic compound and can cause a skin allergic reaction in some people. And so, if you're tempted to make a cashew nut butter by yourself, you should know that there's a chance of it being contaminated by cashew nutshell oil, and it can cause dermatitis. This is why cashews are cleared during their processing before they are sold to people, and also why you should never eat raw cashews if you ever come across them. Number 4. Diet sodas. Sometimes, we can't let go of our favorite foods, so we look for their replacements. These replacements have to taste just as good so we don't feel like we're making compromises for our health. A great example is diet soda, which if you ask us, is a super misleading name. While it is specially targeted for people who wish to control their sugar and calorie intake, you might think it is safe for diabetics, and hence, it's safe for all. However, there's more to the story here. Because most of us are under the impression that these contain less sugar, we often miss the fact that these sodas have artificial sweeteners added to them, which are super harmful. This gets even worse. Even if you don't have diabetes, diet sodas have been linked to a higher risk of developing diabetes. Besides disrupting blood sugar levels, one research also reported that one of the artificial sweeteners found in diet soda, called saccharin, caused an imbalance in the gut bacteria, which play an important part in human health. They also don't add any nutritional value, so if you think about it, they just make you feel happy with their great taste, but their health cons are too awful to be ignored. Number 3. Bitter almonds. Another kind of nut that you need to be on the lookout for is almonds. Now before you start wondering why we put these high protein, high fiber nuts in our list of foods to avoid, let us explain that we're talking about bitter almonds here instead of sweet almonds. That's right. Almonds are available as sweet and bitter almonds, with the latter being rarely used, and all for good reason. This is because bitter almonds have a slightly different composition than sweet almonds, and you guessed it, it's the kind that we shouldn't eat. Bitter almonds contain a toxic substance inside them, which is called amygdalin, which is a natural cyanogenic glycoside. This is broken down into hydrogen cyanide by enzymes. Since this includes the word cyanide, you can assume it is poisonous. And you would be absolutely right because it can cause death. Consuming bitter almonds might also slow down breathing, so it's safer to not consume them at all. Number 2. White bread. White bread is one of the most common foods consumed by people all over the world. So when we say that it's dangerous for health, you'll understand how the best place to hide is in plain sight. Because we see all our grocery stores and bakeries stocked with white bread, and we keep buying them and keep making sandwiches. It makes sense, because not only is white bread affordable for most people, but it is usable in so many ways that it is difficult to put a stop to it. The thing is, white bread contains a lot of additives that can contribute negatively to our health. The processing of grains to turn them into white bread also gets rid of most fiber and proteins, so the end product has little nutritional value. Something with little nutritional value will be absorbed quickly by the body, and this can immediately raise blood sugar levels, putting people at risk of developing diabetes. It can also make people obese and lead to heart disease. Number 1. Margarine. We all know about and use margarine excessively, but maybe it's time to change that. Margarine is a great spread and ingredient, but when we tell you how much trans fat it contains, you are going to want to skip it immediately. Margarine is made by converting liquid oil into solid fat, which creates trans fats. These fats are notorious for putting people's hearts at risk. In one research conducted on US women, it was found that the consumption of trans fatty acids, or TFA, did indeed increase the risk of heart disease. So now you know how different kinds of food that we all are guilty of consuming on a daily basis can be dangerous for our health. The answer lies in balance, and the more aware you are about these things, the better chances you have of avoiding these foods. Luckily, that's what's focused on in our videos. So if you wish to see similar content regarding health and awareness, remember to like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out.